Yuri.
Nice to meet you, Simon. Steve. Starting to take two.
Thanks for letting us onto your place. Yuri's put in this traditional style fence, which looks fantastic. I wouldn't do it myself, but
No, I don't think I'll be doing it again either, to be honest. I spent far too much time building this. There's an Airbnb on the property called Felon's Corner. And I built this old style fence to fit in with the theme of a 1920s speakeasy bar, essentially. So a little bit unique, but yeah, I think I'll be sticking to a more modern style of fencing in the future, just for time reasons.
So we've got a beautiful traditional style fence with a big heavy stay, which was split on the place.
It was, yep. Yeah, I think I spent more time splitting posts and rails than I did actually building the fence, but all up, 100 metres of fencing has probably taken me about a month. So,
So here we are, we've got our stay materials laid out in the ground. So we've designed this primarily to go on steel pipe, but it can be adapted to go onto timber, softwood or hardwood. You can go through the side or the web of railway iron. You could use it on a concrete post as well, utilising a concrete screw. But basically what we have, stay pipe, stay rod, stay pad, and then in this little box here is all your little goodies. Now, if you're doing timber, you don't need the bolt or the joiner, and instead we'll supply, it's not available yet, but will be, a screw bolt with a female thread. So the tools we need for timber, just a drill with, we're going to use 11mm high-speed standard drill. We've got our rattle gun with the screw bolt. You need a 19mm, and then for the stay nut it's an 18mm, and also a long socket, or we can use an open-ended spanner or even a adjustable shifter if you have one. Okay, so what we're going to do, put the stay on. It's coming down the hill. It's actually quite a steep slope. Like Yuri said, everything around here is steep. Basically we need to drill 2 holes in the post, one for our concrete screw bolt that's going to retain the threaded rod, and one to locate the top of the stay. So normally we're about 100mm up, so we're going to do that. We're going to go with the same angle of the ground. And then we're going to match in with where Yuri's put his stay, which is about the same height we put ours as well. And this one can just run about this angle. And all we're doing is getting through the sapwood into the heartwood. And that's just a locating point. So I've only gone in 25mm.
yeah.
So you grab our rattle gun and our screw bolt and our hearing protection. Beautiful. Start that into the thread. Here's our pad ready to go. Reinforced. Beautiful. Yep, perfect. That will tighten itself up when we put the nut on. You can line up exactly where you want to go with the rod. So that's our post down there. That way you're not moving everything around once you've got it done. So that's there. Angle it away. Poke that through the hole. Nut goes on the end. It's just a locator. These two pieces, now I've seen this before, but they slide together. And then sometimes you need to give them a bit of a tap just to locate them. These ones are going to go in hand tight, so you end up with a stay point like that. And this is the angles and the webbing that's going to sit into the post. We're going to put that in. So we hit our piece here and just check our angles.
We'll only be able to go so far.
So what you can do, cut that off now, which is
Yep.
probably what I'd recommend, and then you can do it up.
And then
Or-
just continue to do it up with the rattle gun.
Yeah, or we go for the spanner. Or a podge, they both work. Yeah, you can see that starting to pull the stay rod back uphill. That's coming up very nicely. What I'd like to show Yuri now is that if I keep doing that rod up, is we can actually push this post back up the hill. And that's what you need to do when you're setting your post. You want to pre-tension them, because as you build your fence, as the stay pad settles, it'll all come back up to square.
And then on an old fence, once that's all set, I'm assuming you could tweak that up as you go. 5 years down the track, tweak it up, straighten the post up again.
Normally don't need to,
Yeah, okay.
because the only way that can go is into the ground. And here's a really good analogy for you. If you look at Yuri's stay block here, and you imagine what a bulldozer does, a bulldozer pushes through the ground, whereas you can park a bulldozer on the ground and it doesn't sink into the ground. So
Very good point.
there's a lot more resistance because you're actually trying, once you've compressed the air and the water's gone out, the vegetable matter's gone out, it won't move.
Could you take it a step further and cut a square out of the grass and so on, or you just don't feel it's needed?
No, it would wreck the visual appeal of the fence.
Yeah.
And you can achieve the same by doing that pre-tensioning, and then it'll settle.
Yeah, okay.
So ideally you want this to come back, say 10, 20 mil.
Yep. And then tighten your wires.
And then strain everything up, and as that compresses the ground, it'll come back that 20 mil.
Yeah, okay.
Righto. So I'll continue to do that up. If I get it on the right way.
Yeah, that's moving over about 2 mil every time you turn. Quite comfortably, like it's moving quite nicely.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
And then you can also see, if you come up here, you can see now we've got the slightest little gap. And that's telling us that our post has moved away from that soil. So that's stay fitted. That's quite a steep bit of ground. Not for Tasmanians, obviously, but for mainlanders, it's a nice bit of ground. What you can do, and this is a thing that you will run into, is if you cut that off now, put that in your toolkit, because if the slope of the ground was reversed, so this post was at the bottom of the hill, the hill's going up, you will find a point where the rod won't be long enough. So you can use the joiner that was in the kit and your offcut rod to add a piece on, so you've got a longer stay rod. Now, the other thing you can do, if you have to, is you can dock the end of the stay pipe. So that's only if you're sort of over like 10 degrees going up the hill. If you're going down, your stay rod's always going to be longer. Okay, here we are at our second post. This one's a treated pine post that Yuri put in yesterday.
I did.
Day before?
Yeah, yesterday.
Yesterday.
James said he was coming, so.
And I was going to show Yuri how to fit it to the pine post, but he's come up with a better idea. He's going to fit it, I'm going to coach him. So here we go. Over to you, Yuri.
So, I've seen Steve do one, so I thought maybe after seeing one, I can probably do the next one. It's that simple. So, now correct me if I'm wrong here. We'll line up the threaded rod with where we want the stay to go.
Yep.
100 mil up from the bottom.
100 mil up from the ground.
And in this case, we're almost vertical, so we'll drill a hole that's almost vertical.
Or horizontal, yep.
Horizontal, sorry. And depth of the hole is...
Full depth of the
depth of the
drill, because you want...
like so.
So 19mm socket for that one. And you only have to get it started because when you put the nut on and do it all up, it will...
Okay, it automatically pulls in, right, okay.
Wherever the least resistance is, it will screw in.
Yeah, okay.
So now you've lined that up with where you got to go.
That's lined up.
Pads next.
Pads next. And it was 250mm, I think you said it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, start with that.
Roughly, something like that.
Yep. Now, one thing to note, and I'll just jump in here, if there's too much of a divot under where your pad's going to go, you need to fill that. If you've got a rock and it's not supported fully, it will stress the concrete pad. But that, on the edge of that tussock, is going to actually be okay. That will work fine for us. If we find we're pulling it back this way too far, then we'll pull it apart, either chip out the tussock or play some in. But we'll start there, we'll see how that goes. Get it right back where you want it.
Yep, that's good.
Offset the slide angle.
Set the glass over there now, so.
Yep. Perfect. Yep. Nut on.
Nut on first.
Yep. It's easier while you're there to put the nut on because then you don't lose the nut, and it also means that the stay can't come off.
And it's a nice flange nut, so you don't have to worry about a washer.
Yep, correct. Yep, that's good. Put your two pieces together. Beautiful.
So,
yeah.
And this goes in this end of the
Correct.
post.
So if you put this in now, then you know that's the angle it's going to be at.
Yeah, okay. And in this instance, if we don't have quite enough space,
You push it away.
push the whole pad away.
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Cool. Grab your rattle gun and your 18mm socket, which is right here.
And at what point?
That is a good question. It does come down to use of how knowing how far back it is, what size rattle gun you've got, how strong it is, how much pre-tension it. But you would put a plumb bob against the post to see where you're at, then you'd tighten it up and recheck it.
Okay.
Yeah, I can just see it pushing away at the bottom.
Yep.
So we've probably got about our 15-20mm at the top.
And that's done.
That's done, yeah. Yeah.
If you did a few more of these, you'd have it down to 5 minutes.
2 minutes.
2 minutes, yeah.
Yeah. It is.
I think I might become a fencing contractor after all. It seems too easy.
You heard it here.
Take my